See if we can hail them.
Hail them. Hailing frequencies open, sir.
Hailing frequencies open.
I don't know why I keep giving alien street food a chance. It's always such a gamble.
Captain, we're being hailed.
On screen.
Hello, and welcome to another Hailing Frequencies Open podcast where we continue to trek through the past and future of Star Trek. As always, I'm your humble host, Mike Jones, and today we are meeting one of our favorite new content creators from the Star Trek fan world, Holodeck Heauxs, to talk about the state of the franchise, the fandom, the general shit show that's going on around us, and also why we love Neelix so much. And I told you I was going to stumble over that, even though I just read it moments before. But before we get into it, let's bring in my co-host. Maybe he's recovered from all his quote-unquote hard work. If not, he can go for a spin in the holodeck. It's Damien.
I don't know what hard work she's talking about because she knows my work day this time of year, and it is mostly related to this podcast in my day job. So sorry, day job.
Lots of podcast time at the work computer, huh? Speaking of, it has been months since she and I got untuvixed, and I still can't get the Meredith Grey voiceover out of my head. It's Lanita.
Oh, that's so perfect. That's absolutely perfect. You know, sometimes you've just got to narrate your life, and sometimes it ends up with a patient crashing. So, hey, hi, Mike Jones. Hi, Damazon.
Hi. You know, Lanita, after you went on Jodie's podcast and she wrote you that very glowing intro, and then
I know it's so hard for you to be mean.
Our habits, and made me sort of feel a little bit okay. Maybe I've abused you too hard.
Never. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I love it. I relish when you try to jab me. It makes me truly chuckle. And speaking of Grace, I'm currently back to watching again, and now I'm on season 6. Izzy has finally got her brain surgery, and George O'Malley is dead. Spoiler. So that's what I fell asleep to last night.
This is Grey's Anatomy? I don't know what any
of that means.
I know, that's what's great. Would you say, Mike Jones?
That's Grey's Anatomy?
Uh-huh.
Wow. How many seasons are there now? You're like 6 is a long time ago.
It is. But I'm rewatching it again.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Good.
No,
that was a Grey's Anatomy joke that you just read in the intro.
It was, yeah, I get that. Yeah. You know, I watched the first season of that show, you know, back when I was, you know, in preschool. But I didn't keep up with it. Okay, we are being rude to our guest. She's sitting there
Mike Jones,
waiting on us.
So patient.
She's one of our favorite new Trek content creator discoveries. We caught up with her on Instagram and TikTok, where she was throwing flames and then casually walking through them. She runs an intentionally inclusive online space for fans of Trek, sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. She's giving lots of hot takes on everything from Romulan Ponfar, shouldn't they have it too, to some truly terrifying questions based right here in 2026. Let's talk Trek. Please help me welcome Nzinga from Holodeck Heauxs.
Hello. I am so happy to be here. I am more than slightly awkward, so if I say something that's random, I apologize in advance.
We don't do sorries here.
Awesome. Oh, good.
We don't do sorries.
Good. Okay, fun. Well, anyways, I think you guys are already awesome, and I am truly excited to be here. The energy is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Love it.
Well, and if you can't tell, I mean, you did have a moment to read the room, and so I think you can tell that when you say awkward, you are among friends.
Right. That could be our new tagline. Instead of trekking through the past and future of Star Trek, it could be, we might say something awkward. Sorry.
Yes, I like that.
Because it's true.
Nzinga, I don't know how I discovered you, but there a video popped up, and I just started watching more and more and more, and my immediate takeaway is you have got to be a Trek bro hater magnet.
Yeah.
If anyone that we've met has the trophy on that, it's got to be you.
I literally just had a guy that commented, and I was like, okay, maybe you're not trying to be rude, but hey, Zeus, my dude, I literally just recorded the clip and posted it. Clearly, I'm watching it right now. And he says, no, you're wrong. And also, I haven't watched this for a while, though. It's been a couple of years, but I think it was this.
What are we talking about?
What? Like, on my TV right now, on my TV.
Looking at it right this moment. Okay, I'm wrong.
They
Thanks.
let anybody have a keyboard nowadays. Like,
and that's the problem. I'm telling you, I saw something where they said they used to keep us separate. If you were in accelerated classes, you weren't in the normal classes, so you didn't know that people could be so dumb. Like you were like, oh, everybody has, common sense and logical thinking, and now we're all just mixed together, and you're like, people are fucking stupid.
It's hell. And it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. But I mean,
and
that wasn't even right. And that wasn't even the worst comment, because he definitely was just like, well, actually. But, at least he didn't like scream at me in all caps or anything, or call me names in the comments. So, yeah.
See, I don't feel like all caps is ever screaming. It's just like, oh, you just don't know how to type, and your little thingy doesn't know how to turn it off. So
you might
like,
we recently got called out.
Like, not really that bright thing. Yeah.
We recently got called out. We did a little review of a fan film that the producer used on his YouTube channels. And so it was like we were in front of an audience who was not necessarily our audience. And the entire comment field was about the fact that we have our pronouns listed.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, no, that was definitely not your audience.
Not your audience.
And we're like,
why didn't y'all tell me this? I didn't even know. Because I don't.
Yeah, because I was like dying to engage, because I was, it is one, like, pronoun listing is like exactly, we're like right in the epicenter of necessary. I mean, we have had so many trans friends of every variety on and off, and it is like a necessity. And so I resisted engaging in defending it.
Good job.
Because it could have come to no good. But
you were on YouTube, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have gleaned, Nzinga, from your content that you are somewhat of a lifer when it comes to Trek. Can you tell us how you came to Star Trek?
My dad. So and I actually posted a video where I was talking about my dad and relating it back to one part of Trek, but me and my dad were like, I was his little girl. I was his pumpkin pie eye, So my mom used to travel a lot when I was younger, so she used to be overseas a lot for work. And my dad would come home from work and he would cook for us. He did all of the things that a man should do if it needs to get done. There were no, like gender roles in my house. It was just, shit need to get done, get it done. And after we got done doing everything, my dad would like sit down on the couch with us and he'd be like, okay, let's watch some TV. And Star Trek: The Next Generation was always on. So for me, it's always been one of those things that was, I'm getting into the story along with my dad while I watch it, but it is comforting because I feel safe watching it. Like I always felt safe with my dad. So it just makes me feel very safe watching it. And so yeah, that's pretty much how I got into Star Trek, and then it just carried over because my family is also very heavy sci-fi and fantasy. So all through college, all through like I've always been into Trek.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And is Next Gen your favorite of the series? Have you watched them all start to finish?
So fun story. TNG used to be my favorite of the series, and then I started doing a rewatch again after the frontal lobe developed. It's DS9. It's hands down DS9, like period. TNG has really good seasons, but it has some really just why am I here seasons? But DS9 is damn near perfection from beginning to end. So it's definitely DS9 for me.
There won't be any argument here from any of us, especially Damazon, who
No,
DS9
I'm the 9. I some nuance, but a similar answer. Yeah, I'm heavy into Deep Space Nine. But are you doing a Voyager rewatch? Is that what's happening? Because I feel like you're giving us a lot of Voyager content.
Yes. So I do a TNG rewatch on Saturdays live
Oh,
from TikTok.
Okay.
And then I started watching Voyager. So right now, because I was like, I'm just gonna rewatch all the Trek, like I'm gonna
mhm.
rewatch all of it, completely different mindset than when I was a kid. Let me see what I see in it. And right now I'm on season 5 of Voyager. I want to say I'm in season 5 of Voyager. And yeah, that's why you're getting all the content because I watch it and it's just like, Janeway, why would you do that? And I gotta post it.
Yes.
And on your rewatch, are you going in order of like series release, or are you just saying, oh, I feel like watching Voyager, so I'm gonna rewatch Voyager, and then maybe next I'll go to TOS and rewatch TOS?
So I feel like I was doing it in order because TOS I'm afraid to rewatch because I just know it's gonna. I know. I look. People argue with me about this because they're like, it's really not problematic, and it was so progressive, and it's great. And I think two things can be true at the same time. I
Mm-hmm.
think it can
Mhm,
be all of
mhm.
those things, and then I think that it can make me want to throw a shoe at my TV. And I've just been a little reluctant on TOS, but I told myself once I got done with Voyager, I was going to go back and watch TOS and then watch Enterprise and then kind of skip around from there. But it's been TNG, DS9, and Voyager.
I can't wait for you to go back and watch TOS. Like, I understand where it's like, yeah, it could be problematic, but that's what discussion is for. Like, looking at it
Mhm.
through their lens
Mhm.
and then looking at it through 2026. And I'm like, here are the ways that it could be changed and better. There are a couple episodes where you're like, that was a choice
Mhm.
that
Right.
didn't have to be made. But,
Mhm.
it'll spark interesting conversation and content.
I believe that for sure. And I mean, even doing the rewatch that I'm doing right now, it's kind of interesting to watch them all back to back, right? Because I'm binging these. I watch them every single
Mm,
night. And it's interesting to watch them and see the progression of the writing where they're like,
mm.
maybe we don't have like ambiguous women fighting over a man with poison tipped spikes. Like maybe we don't do another code of honor. Like maybe we don't do
Really?
that.
Really, that was one of the
We're
best episodes of television ever.
I will never get over all of season 1's fighting was just like like it was like the worst fight scenes ever. And it just the story itself was just like, what were y'all thinking? It's like, guys, what were you thinking? And then I'm like, oh guys, yeah,
Mm.
okay.
Guys,
Um
right.
well, it is. I mean, I feel like there could be like entire theses written on like what went wrong in that episode. Like, how is that? How did it get as far as it did, and then fully it become a fully aired episode with no one along the way being like, what is happening here? But we've often joked that Lanita and I should do that as cosplay at a convention. We're like, too soon? Is that like
You can laugh out
we
loud. It's
just need
okay.
someone to make the spiky fist
Yeah, the
weapon?
spiky fist.
Right, the
Yes.
spiky fist and then the like claw one, but the other one was like
yes, it was. Okay, well, please do it. Please for the listen. It has been a very rough year already, and it's only May.
oh.
The people need a giggle, okay?
Wouldn't it be
We
great?
need this.
It would be absolutely great.
Well,
And
Just
and
do it
there's
now
something
and film it.
I feel like it is like not a good costume unless you're like a little afraid to show up in it. Like,
Philosophy.
Oh my
oh,
god. That's amazing.
so it's funny the video of yours that like definitely that I actually copied and then sent to our WhatsApp chat and was like we should have her on, right? That you sort of broke my brain a little bit, right? Because we got into this conversation like when did Star Trek become woke, right? And there's been everybody's been weighing in on that in any number of ways, and you broke my brain in two ways. One was that the entire question is, and I'm not going to try and say this for you. Please pick it up for me. But that the entire question is wrong because the definition that we're using to describe Star Trek is woke is based on the racist bastardization of that word having been co-opted. And the other was what to say to people who complain that it's too woke and how problematic that is from people who probably feel like they have really good intentions, but are. You know your video better than I do, and I'm going to stop talking.
The dog is barking, so I have
Okay.
ammo. But yeah, so it's really interesting because when people started describing things as woke for me, it didn't feel right. Like it didn't like it's like if you're speaking a different language with an accent, then somebody can always hear the difference that's a native speaker. So when they started doing that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is so woke, like that's woke and this is woke, it consistently felt weird to me because it wasn't the native speakers of the language that were describing the thing that way, right?
Correct.
And so when I sat with it a little bit, because I'm like, man, shit is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I can't understand why. And it was just very much like, because not only are they using the definition wrong, but they're perpetuating a white supremacist definition of it.
Mm.
And whether or not it's intentional, the word is being slowly stolen from the Black community and it's being taken and redefined as something that is just it's in of itself, it is toxic. The idea of it in of itself is toxic. So that's why I said in the video, I actually said the people who mean well, who say it's not woke enough, that is also problematic because at the end of the day, you are using a white supremacist definition of woke, which means either it has too many Black and brown folk and too many LGBTQ people on the screen, or you're saying it's not woke enough, despite the fact that it has all those people on camera. Like, just factually, you have all of those people on screen. You're saying it's not woke enough because those people aren't having an episode of the week every single week lamenting the fact that they are the thing. And why won't you just accept me? And why can't you love me? In a show that is supposed to be imagining a world where none of that stuff matters. So then people just get to exist and be human. And people are like, but them playing human on the screen is not doing enough for me. And it pisses me off. It like honestly makes me like I'm very passionate about that.
Because they want trauma porn.
Yes.
You can't be Black or brown on the screen without having trauma and every day wear it and continue to ask for your trauma to be overlooked or fixed so that you can be a better part of society. And what the fuck? And also things can't be woke. Like and here's the thing, when you're like, it feels, no, it's not a feeling, it's a fact. It's wrong. Like, no, it wasn't for you to take. AAV is very specific. We know what it means as Black people. And, those others said, well, let's take that word and make it something else. It still means what it means. You were just now bastardizing it for your own nefarious reasons.
Well, that's what we do. We take culture and adapt it to our own. We're the Borg, the white people.
Well, the thing that's like kind of unfortunate about it, and also I got Lenita, that was like that trauma porn. Yes,
It is.
Because I know it, and it's like, yes, it's exactly that. But I think what's unfortunate about it is we don't understand the day-to-day brainwashing that happens to us that we are completely unaware of. So what is frustrating to me is you have younger Black people who are kind of taking it, and then you have other people who are, not American Black, other ethnic minorities that are taking the word and they're using the word, and everyone is perpetuating this white supremacist word. And it's like, yo, like at the end of the day, if you don't agree with the thing, if you don't agree with the people, then why are you using their definition instead of just letting Black people have it? Like, let us have this word.
Wait, let us have things. Where have you been? We don't get to have things.
God damn it, you're right.
We get to create things, and then those things be siphoned away. It truly is the Borg. Siphoned away and then changed and warped, and then it no longer is what it was to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Just a side bird walk for a second, because I was on the gram of it all, doing my doom scrolling, and
Mm.
this woman uh, identified as Polish and said that if you meet people from Europe, they're going to say they're Polish. They're going to say they're Russian. They're going to say they're German. They're not going to say they're white because that's just stripping away like their actual culture and the fact that American people, white people, like, oh yes, I'm white. It's like you're using your skin color, not your culture. So it seems like you're just slightly, and she was very like, but it's very like boiled down, like just in a way where it's like even an idiot can understand. Where it's like, so what you're saying to me is that you're just a quote unquote better paid slave because you now are just white. You don't have any culture. So you think that you're better than black folks because why? They're brown, you're white, but really you were Polish, you were Italian, you were German. You did have a culture, but now you're homogenized into this whiteness. So you're not better than anyone. She was like, I may look quote unquote white because that's my skin, but I'm Polish. And I was like, huh. I never, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's basically it. Like you could have had a culture, but now your culture is suppressing black and brown people. So cool.
So I I think it's actually a little bit deeper than that. And the only thing that I will push back on is the only reason why you get to be Polish and not white is because there are not other like people of color. I don't even want to say people of color, people of the global majority. There are no other
Hmm.
people of the global majority that are around you, right? Because I am almost 90% positive without knowing this woman that if she were in a ethnically diverse group of people who did not
She would
appear to
claim,
be, she would say she was white. If she came over to
Mm.
the States and she had to click on check off a box, she would say she was white, right? So and I think that that's part of what's so insidious about the entire thing is that the homogenization gets forced on you without you even really thinking about it. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, like I'll do this thing because the white people in America definitely did have a culture before they came to America. And the fun fact is that a lot of the cultures that came to America were conquered by other cultures that came to America and they lost their culture and it was stolen from them and they just don't remember it. They don't remember it. So
they,
it
but they can go back a lot further than we can. So technically, you could claim it, but you realize that getting to get along with the current population
becomes a
here that's
choice.
in power is like, oh, well, that's easier. I can
Hmm.
hide in plain sight.
Hmm.
At
Yeah.
home, I can be Polish
Well,
or
and
Italian.
your Polish lady can go to Germany or Czechia or whatever, and
Correct.
nobody would know that she was Polish.
That's correct.
Sure.
Because,
Yeah.
hello.
But that's
But
why,
sorry, I digress.
yeah, but that's exactly why it's like baby white. Baby white. Like
Yeah.
and it's like as much as people want to say like, oh, well, we have this, we have that. Like, yes, you absolutely do have a culture. No argument there at all. But if you are in a room of other people and it's going to serve you to just say, I am white, or to be seen as white, you don't even have to accept the whiteness because it just allows you to move differently. It's just placed upon you. You can move differently throughout the world. That's it, period. So
Hmm.
Mm.
like video, I don't know. I'm always like a little torn because it's one of those things again where it's like, I can see that you mean well, but at the same time, you're really just trying to separate yourself from whiteness when you in your video yourself said, well, I'm white because my skin is white. Yes, yes. Your personality is 50% what you look like. Just in real talk.
Mm.
Like 50% made up of what you look like and how people relate to you in the world that shapes your personality. So if you can move through the world differently than I can because of your skin, then you can be Polish and white. Two things are true with it. Like they're both
Same
true.
time.
Yep.
Hmm.
Right. Well, and I think whiteness has changed over the years. I think at one point it's used to say who is othered. It's used to other people. You know what I mean? Like at one point, you might say, "Well, she's not white; she's Italian." You know what I mean? But now, like we typically think of Italian immigrants and Italian people as being white. You know what I mean? Like I think whiteness changes in not in a good way, but like it's used in a way to other whoever we want to exclude. We I guess I'm white, but we have this label for ourselves in a way to other people, which is really upsetting. Um, and I think that's something with the next generation that they tried to do was create a world or a universe where we've evolved beyond that. But in doing so, we have, Jordy without any real culture. Like he's just you know what I mean? Like he's just his character is the same as Riker basically, except that he's not good with women and Riker is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, am I off base there?
Um, so it's interesting to me because one of the gripes that I have with Jordy is that he really doesn't get enough airtime, period.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
when you watch him throughout all 7 seasons, you don't really get to know his character as in depth as you do some of the other ones. So it's like he's an engineer, he's smart, he's these things, right? When I think about it as far as culture goes, like a homeboy was definitely using AAVE. The speech patterns were there for me, right? So I heard that. So it's like watching it, I knew he wasn't code switching at all when he was on track. It was just this is the way that I would say this, I'm gonna say it. And you can hear it, right?
Mhm.
But I do think that there's a definite, and personally, I'm glad that they didn't try to show Jordy's culture because I 1000% would not be surprised if they were just like, you love watermelon. Like, I would not be surprised. Okay.
Well,
Like, I mean, dead
we've
ass.
heard you've covered. I know you've covered Chakotay. I mean, that is its own. Talking about problematic, but
Yeah.
in trying to like show what human culture, diversity within human culture. I mean, it's a thing that Star Trek we know does, is that they're better at showing diversity in representing alien cultures. That this whole idea of like part of the sort of 24th century utopia is that we have all homogenized and we have all sort of become one Earth human culture, as opposed to, I mean, and to counteract that, and Cisco and has a definite New Orleans culture, et cetera, et cetera. But there is a lot of that in Star Trek where you're like, have we lost diversity within humanity in terms of it, apart from just like how we look?
I would, so honestly, Lenita, do you want me to shut up? Because I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No,
So
we're here to
again,
listen to you
we don't
talk.
do sorries. Listen,
Okay.
the amount of talking that we do here is ridiculous. You better.
She will find her way in.
Correct.
I don't want to,
so no, there is no, I don't want to. You are here. We want to hear what you have to say. You have a very, like, so I'm going to preface it. There are a lot of people making a lot of content, but there isn't a lot of difference in the content, right? Like you say, Damazon said, like, you found every, like, bro from the sci-fi world of like, oh, you're a girl and you don't know nothing, girl, type of business. Like, no, there are a couple of Black women creators who are in this sci-fi space who have a very different point of view than a lot of the creators. Like, I'm looking for, like, my algorithm knows, give me food, give me dance, give me medical gore, and give me Black people doing things that I kind of can't or want to. So you scroll by this other chick who does these little, I have to look up her name, like Zillatrek. Like,
yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah, we talked
random
about
shit. I'm
yeah.
like, hello, like, what are we talking about? Girl, talk your shit. I can't wait. Let's go. What you got?
So it's interesting because I would say that the cultures on Earth, so when you think about the flattening and the homogenization, the flattening of the cultures on Earth, right? I don't think that that is true. I don't think that that's happened throughout Trek. You see other characters who do show their culture. So you have Keiko, who is like, I want to have a traditional Japanese wedding.
Yeah.
There was a Polynesian dancer at what ended up kind of being Jadzia's bachelorette party, even though it wasn't supposed to be a bachelorette party. But there was a Polynesian dancer that was at her party that was doing Polynesian dances. And I think if I remember correctly, I think he was specifically Hawaiian. You have other cultures that are seen throughout humanity, and that again is one of the reasons why DS9 is better to me than TNG. Is I think that the flattening really feels like it's happening on TNG because all of the stories are mostly focused in on white men, period. And they're still white male actors. So even the writing of it is and I say this every single time I do a podcast. I say this. I'm like, the fact of the matter is, Michael Dorn came out and said that Gene Roddenberry thought that Worf was an afterthought. He thought he was just going to be in the background pushing buttons. That is wild to me. So you have these characters of color that are essentially there to perform diversity. That's what they were really there for. But at the end of the day, you're not supposed to have a Black American culture because I don't even know what the hell Black American culture looks like. I'm a white dude from LA or some shit, right? So we have this white American dude that is writing for a Klingon. And what I know about Klingons, because I don't know what I should write about Black American culture, but Klingons are violent and they want to break things and do all of these other things, right? So you see the cultures, or at least kind of the echoes of how they imagine these cultures to be a little bit in some of the alien species, whether or not it's meant to be direct, it still comes off like that. And then you have characters like Geordi, who, again, you have 7 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation, and Geordi really starts to shine way later on. Like, I mean, he does a cameo in DS9, and he's just like, I got this, like, it's cool. He comes back in Picard, he comes back again in Discovery, like, and that's where LeVar Burton is like, hell yeah, like, that's Geordi, you know, like, all right, Geordi, let's go. But in TNG itself, he gets to fall in love with the hologram. I feel like that's the episode that most people remember him for, is the Leah Brahms episode. And that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Like, my mom was an engineer, so I used to watch Geordi, and it was just like, oh, that's what I thought that's what my mom did. You know,
she made nacelles in the warp core not explode.
She was saving the North nacelle. Was it North or was it always like it was always like the right nacelle or something? It's always a nacelle.
Oh, the port nacelle. Yeah.
Port. There we go.
Right.
There we go. Port. I knew it was one of those words. I've never been a sailor. Okay.
My vast maritime knowledge here coming out.
It's interesting because it's like he, as you mentioned, all the different cameos that he's done throughout the series, it's like that's when you could tell that there was possibly more diversity in the writing room, right? Like, that's what we talk about. It's like, okay, you're not doing quote unquote diversity for diversity's sakes. It's because everybody has a different lived experience. And if you're going to have characters, yes, we're past quote unquote race. But if you're going to have different folks represented, you have to have those different folks in the room to be able to tell an actually true story. Fucking Quinta Brunson talking about Abbott Elementary, like, no, I intentionally made my writer's room Black because we're telling a story about Philadelphia with Black teachers and Black kids. And yes, for all of the white kids who grow up in Black neighborhoods, you're still having a different experience. You still don't know what it's like to have Vaseline rubbed on your face before you leave the house. You don't know what it is to be told, like, you smell like outside. Like, what are you doing? Are you like, you're letting the penguins out? Like, there's just certain cultural things that happen. And I think that Geordi later on, the way you say, yep, that's Geordi, like, we got that. Whereas, like, he had kids, like, what is he doing? Like, where you know a little bit more about him after TNG than on TNG. It's like, oh, he don't see. He sees differently. He's good at engineering. He can fix anything.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Worf is an afterthought is fucking wild, though. Like, we know that, right? Like,
right.
I feel like everybody can agree.
God.
Like, what are we talking about? Like,
but well, what was his job in the first season?
Everybody had a place to stand. He did not have a place to be.
He didn't. Right.
He was next to Tasha. Yeah, he was next to Tasha. So he was, I can't remember what his actual position was, but he was still on security. He was not the chief of security. Tasha Yar was the chief of security. And so she had to go. She had to go. She got taken out by an oil slick, y'all. I will never get over that. I'm like, y'all need
an inordinate amount of time talking about this.
Yes.
She had to go.
All you needed was some Dawn dish soap. Like, get the grease out. That's what they needed. but it was after Tasha, which, and keep in mind too, this is why it was so mind blowing that it's like Worf was an afterthought. I was like, I'm side eyeing the entire fuck out of you right now. Because what do you mean he was an afterthought? And also, Denise Crosby did not get fired from the show. She left the show. So if she hadn't left the show, where were you going to take Worf's character? What were you going to do with Worf's character?
Yeah.
He was going to be a second in command. Maybe he's never going to be a red shirt. They weren't going to send him down first to get killed, but like maybe he would take over the bridge when she went on away missions. Maybe he ranked up, and like there's nothing, you can't have two of it. You have to have one person. You have one engineer, you have one counselor, you have one number one. There's no redundancy.
Right.
I think they were on a path to everything was going to be about Riker and Data and Picard, and that was it. And all those other people were just going to do whatever, maybe bubbled up, but
there wasn't a chief engineer.
No, good talk. You run over them. They're fine. They're okay.
I am so glad you said that, because I have been saying that in all of my lives for the past, like, it's been literally the past month. Because again, when you binge things, you start to see a pattern. I was like, the only people that they give actual stories to in all of Star Trek The Next Generation, Picard, Riker, and Data. That is it. They get the best writing. Everybody else gets these stupid ass throwaway, I'm in love with the candle stories.
Right.
And then, you didn't like that? You didn't love the candle ghost? You didn't love the love that she found?
It was so weird on so many different levels. Like, first of all, why are you falling in love with your grandma's boo?
Attraction is generational.
There were just so many things that were just like, huh? But it truly is. They truly Data, Riker, Picard. Data gets some of the best writing on that show.
100%.
Data gets some of the most amazing writing on that show, which is why everyone loves Data, right? Picard has these episodes where he is really kind of deep diving into the isolation that he's feeling as captain, where it's like, I'm the captain, so I can't be as close to you all as I'd like to. Like, he has these amazing episodes. He had a freaking, like, I mean, like the entire Borg arc that the name of it is running out of my head right now. Two-parter.
Best of Both Worlds?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So Best of Both Worlds, 1 and 2. Amazing storylines, right? And of course, that's going to be Picard. And then you have Beverly with the goddamn candle. You have Deanna getting impregnated by an alien spark plug thingy. And then
the floating bubble.
She just got violated multiple times, though. Like
multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Then in Nemesis, we remember that. Violated again.
Right. And then you have Worf, which Worf does get some really good episodes in Star Trek Next Generation. They are just so few and far in between. And then you have Geordi, who has like, I mean, I really can't. I feel like Geordi's had like 3 or 4 really good episodes that I can think of out of all 7 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, there's the episode where Geordi is like stranded on the planet with a Romulan.
That's
beautiful. Yeah. Great Geordi episode. And it is, he's the most Geordi and uses his Geordi skills and his actual like personality and character to save himself and that Romulan. And it's a great episode, but it is such a rare gem. And that the other thing I want to point out that I think of that Candle Ghost episode, and it has some of the most like campy scenes between Troy and Beverly, right? But and in fact, the Troy and Beverly scenes, like I just finished reading the most erotic passage in my grandmother's diary, right? We got that scene, and we've got their leotard stretching scene. These are like iconic to us all as like, frankly, gay lovers of camp. We all love these
camp,
things, right? But were they ever on an adventure together? Were the two of them ever a pair in any kind of jeopardy or danger together one time?
No.
And and actually, stop and think about it. Let's go to DS9. Our lady action heroes really are Kira and Dax.
Correct.
Right? Who do get lots of meaty stuff. Like it's a real evolution for them, right? But how many times are they a dynamic duo on an adventure together, the two of them, as like, you know,
Cagney and
as your
Lacey.
as the straight male? It's like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, the buddy film, the like the
Thelma and Louise.
right.
Thelma
Did
and
they ever
Louise.
get that? There's
Okay.
one time. There's one time where they're driving an old Bajoran opener of season 2. That 3-part. They crash a ship together and they're on a planet together and they're dressing as clergy and like that's it. Find me another one. So even in that,
There
where
was
they
the
have
episode with the
evolved,
spiders. Wasn't there an episode with spiders? Wasn't that the two of them? I thought that was Jadzia
maybe there may
and
be more.
Kira.
I,
Well, no.
I
think
may be too far out on a limb here, but
no, I thought you were thinking about the same episode. So I wonder if you're like blending two together because
I
that's
may be.
I remember the spider episode because I'm very arachnophobic. That's the only reason why I remember it.
It may be that. Someone right now is listening, yelling at us like angrily.
Like, you're both
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yelling
exactly
at
how
me.
that
It's
But
sounds.
suffice to say that you
Shut up,
don't.
bro.
It's only really in. You know, I guess we get Janeway and Seven probably have had adventures together where they're the two, but apart from that, it's only in New Trek where we will get two women on an adventure together.
Well, it had to be in Voyager because Janeway was the fucking captain and the stories are driven by the captain. So like there is no way to not have her with Seven at some point going out in the world. Like that would just be trying hard to buck the system or the track record that they have written in from the start. Like, so y'all really don't want ladies together, women together. And Damazon, let's be clear. Yes, Jadzia is she's a woman currently, but really is she? No, she's Trill. So like I feel like that's the one thing the one thing I love about Trill. It's like you're everybody. How many versions of you are there? So at this point, yeah, lady, but not really. Dax.
Well, and even in that, I guess you can be like, well, she's like a badass superhero, but she used to be a man.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like
she goes on the adventures with the Klingons because of Curzon, not because of her. Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I honestly, I do love Jadzia's character though. I love Jadzia Dax. I love the way because it wasn't even a big deal. Like they weren't like, oh, used to be a dude. Like they didn't care. It was just like
Cisco was like, what's going on, dude? What up? Oh,
right.
Knew you?
Hey. Right, exactly.
Hey,
like nobody cared.
Would literally call Dax old man.
Yes.
Yep. And I loved that. I absolutely loved that. And you can always tell when somebody else wrote a line that was stupid. There was one scene that stays in the back of my head where Cisco was talking about Jadzia to my memory is terrible, but
okay.
it was
they'll help you.
Yes.
They have that knowledge.
The dude with the Maquis, the black dude with the Maquis that was in the Federation that deflected.
Right. He used to be Cisco's best friend, and then he joined Calvin.
Yes.
Cal.
Yes, Cal.
See?
There we go. It was Cal.
Told you they'll help.
That was a go. But there was like one scene where they're talking together, and it's just kind of like that's the old man, doesn't look the same, and it was just like way too sexual for the way that Cisco's relationship had been with Jadzia all the way through that time. And it just felt like, okay, who in the writer's room added that in because they thought it was going to be cute, because it's not. But I digress.
But was that Cisco making that joke, or was that his friend? Like, or did they share a moment?
They like shared a moment with each other where they were kind of joking about it, and I was like, it's so much worse too, because Cisco, like, honey boo boo thing, you are the captain of the ship. You're going to talk about your subordinate like that? It's just weird. It was just all the way right weird. But Damazon, you said something earlier that got us all on this whole thing where it's like, you know, you never see the two women with each other. I'm going to take it a step further because this came up in my last Trek rewatch of TNG. We watched Legacy when Tashiar's sister comes back and Data is all like, you're my friend because you were her sister and she meant a lot to me, right? And one of the women on my panel, Jill, I absolutely adore Jill because Jill is very quiet and then she will say something and it will blow your mind every time. Jill says, she's like, it's really interesting that they try to show Data and Tasha as being such good friends, but really they bang that one time and then outside of that you don't really see them together. And I was like,
Yep.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm against. And that is why that stems all of my hate of Tasha Yar because she.
Anita, it's been a while since we've talked about this. You should just explain your hate.
I'm here for it. I am here. I'm here.
Here's the thing. That episode. What was the name of the episode? What was the name of the episode where everybody
got naked now?
Thank you. Listen, the one thing I don't know is the names of anything. So
I literally only know it for Next Generation. Give me another series and I'm gonna be a mess.
So yes, everybody gets all high on whatever. And my thing is that I don't believe that Data can actually consent because he is impaired. So what did she do? She used him. And then he, not knowing how to process that because he's a fucking android, was like, I'm so in love with her. And she was like, fuck you. I just scratched an itch because, you know what I mean? I found out that you had some things that I could use for me. And then never talked to that man again. And then she dies and he's all sad and mopey. I'm like, no, she used him. She's horrible. She could have found somebody else who could have actually been better. I don't like her. She is an abuser, and she abused Data, and Data didn't deserve it. He was a young android who was just learning the ways of the world, and she coerced him into sex and used him like a toy. And I don't like it, and I didn't like her, and she deserved to be sucked up into tar as she was.
Oh.
You
know that's how I feel about her. I cannot.
The only problem was when she finds him later and says it never happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like let's not actually deal with this. Let's just be like, look, it never happened. Boom. Which is, I mean, not to take it too far, but that's very much like an abuser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is our little secret. Like, don't tell anyone. You'll get in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. That's why I'm not taking it too far. I'm telling you. Everyone's like, oh, well, they were all in their... No, Data was not loopy doopy because he's an android. Go ahead, tell me, please.
Further too, because I always get frustrated with the writers because I'm like, the writers always let their biases show at the end of the day, right? How the hell does an android succumb to a virus that is creating... I don't even know if it was a virus. I think it was the air.
It was the air.
It was metabolizing. Yeah, it was metabolizing as alcohol in the bloodstream, which was making them all drunk, right? How?
Because his neural net. How is this? Because these two have his neural net has sucked in the...
But this is my whole point, though.
Don't defend it on my behalf.
The writers wanted to have a reason to have the hot blue-eyed blonde bang somebody on the ship. Yeah. They wanted the reason for it. So,
but it could have been Riker. Right. That's the thing. If we were going to
do it, be Riker because Deanna.
Well, but that would have been a more in essence, that would have been a more interesting situation, or like the fallout would have been more interesting than having one of the most beloved characters that is trying his absolute hardest to learn what it is to be a decent human. That's the one thing about Data is he didn't just want to be a human. He wanted to understand the nuance and be the quote unquote the best, not to be pedantic, the best version of what a human could be. And it's oh, okay, so now we're just gonna stab him in his non-existent heart with this situation.
The only pushback that I will give on that is that it was so early in season 1 when that episode aired that
we didn't love him yet.
It's like one, we didn't love him yet, and then two, there was definitely a vibe between Deanna and Riker right off the jump, and I don't think they knew what they wanted to do with Deanna and Riker's relationship.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I think I would have been even angrier if Yar had, and then there was just cat fights on the ship. That would have pissed me off. That would have made me
Correct.
so angry, right?
Because then
Right,
women
yes,
fighting
yes.
over Riker, the man. He's so
Right.
hot.
The
and
man
Well,
strong.
who
and
bangs every single thing that he sees on every planet that he goes to. Like, come on, let's be for real.
right. It was also, I think, a priority of Roddenberry's to have Data have sex because the censors wouldn't, when he did the Quester tapes, the censors wouldn't let the android have sex with a woman because that was seen too far. And so a few years later, he's doing Star Trek: The Next Generation. He's like, this time the android's going to get laid.
I, I I gotta say he's one of those upside down pineapple types, isn't he? That
Oh,
Roddenberry.
yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Read the novelization of the motion picture. Anyway.
I also appreciate though you mentioned the chemistry between Riker and Troy, and I having seen a few interviews with I think it was Jonathan Frakes talking about that about how the two actors just agreed early on that whether that the writers clearly abandoned whatever sort of love story they had for them, but the two actors were like, we're not letting this go. And so they purposely, and I'm sure a lot of it gets cut out, but they purposely just had that vibe in every scene between the two of them. Like they actively made a choice between them never to let it go, and they never did.
I love that.
It's
Yeah.
really interesting when you see them together, like just in general, like it seems like they actually genuinely liked each other. So I think that it wasn't hard to do that on screen. Because if you have to push through, like when you look back at like some shows and you hear like, oh yeah, they hated each other. If you really watch hard, you're like, oh, I see that vein. You're trying so hard to smile because you're
Mm-hmm.
doing your job, but you secretly cannot stand this person you're in this scene with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Myrna Sirtis is on Instagram, and she actually said that her and Jonathan Frakes still have like this amazing relationship with each other. And she was like, they were really, really close, and they went to each other's weddings or something, but they are truly actually friends in real life. It seems like the majority of the cast, which is really funny
Oh
because you
yeah.
can see season one, I swear to God, halfway through season two, the acting completely changed and everybody just seemed like they were lighter. Like they seemed like they were
Mm.
having more fun on the show itself. And
they
it's
went away
just
for a
like, yeah, that's
retreat. They
I,
they were like, we're not gelling. Let's go on a retreat. And they all went away to the woods and,
Let's do
made
a
No, I
ropes
think it was they
course.
were all misbehaving, and then every time Patrick would come around, they would walk on eggshells because he was like pissed about it. He had like there's some sort of thing where he yelled at everybody, and like had made a complaint that everybody was like because that cast was so famous for like horseplay. They were so rowdy with one another, yet they were all impeccably prepared. And that's just how they would keep their energy up in between scenes, and it upset him. And finally, he kind of like
lightened up.
lightened up and joined them.
he realized
Mhm.
that
It's really the
Americans
poker
are
scene.
different
It's the
than
poker scene at the in all good things. It happened in season 2 maybe.
and
He
that's
finally
fine.
joined the crew.
Yeah, that does make me cry every time though, because it really is like, you finally joined the team. They
It
loved
is.
you all along.
I
It's
want to
really true.
before while we still have more time, and Nzinga, I would love to hear your thoughts on Academy. We're now we've had a little distance, we've had a full season, and we know. I mean, the friggin' elephant in the room is obviously that it has been canceled after season 2, and so we're about to enter a big dry spell. I would just like to hear, how you felt about it and you know, what quote unquote went wrong.
So I know like there are a lot of people that are just like they put way too much money into it and it was supposed to be like this A1 show and then people weren't watching it and yada 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 yada. At the end of the day, I feel like Trek has a track record of having, you know, not great to mediocre first seasons, right? And then it takes off from there. I wouldn't even say that this season was bad. There were a couple of episodes, and I get it, like you only have 10 episodes, but there were a couple of episodes that I was just like, eh. But typically it wasn't the episode, it was one very specific character interaction and then the way that they wrote Caleb in some ways where it was kind of I don't know. I'm
What
old,
interaction?
so
No, you're not old. You're seasoned and wise. What interaction? Say their names. Say their
it's
names. No.
so Caleb and Tarima irritated my entire soul. And that entire relationship irritated my entire soul. I actually made some videos about it and part of that I think is because they wrote Tarima to specifically be the character that caused more tension for Caleb. So Tarima
Mm.
does not have her own personality. And if you watch the episodes, like if you really watch it, she is never, I think there may be one scene very briefly where she is literally in the scene by herself. Otherwise,
Mm.
she is always in a scene with Caleb. And I feel like it
Mm.
did both of the characters a disservice because they kind of just started this orbit around each other that was very like Bella freaking Edward-esque, where
Mm.
it's like, why do y'all like each other? Like, I don't get it. Why do you even like each other? Like, you don't have deep conversations. There's no real conversation that's happening between you two for you to even know who each other are. And that made my bumhole itch every time I saw them on screen. Outside of that,
It was great.
outside of that though, it was great. Like I love Sam, absolutely love Sam.
Absolutely.
I love Genesis, and people try to talk crap about Genesis, and maybe it's because she's from Michigan, like the actress is from Michigan. But like,
Sure, really?
I'd love, yeah. Like I saw something. If somebody wants to say I'm wrong, then you can I don't know, yell into the void. But but like I want to say like she's from someplace in Michigan. Like there was a connection to Michigan, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Um, but I love the way that the character played Genesis. And I thought that it was interesting that a lot of people thought that she was arrogant. Like they're like, oh, like she's really arrogant and she's like this perfect kid. And it was just interesting because I feel like on the show they almost tried to have the other characters think that about her. I just thought she was incredibly sweet. I thought she was really sweet. I thought she was trying to figure out herself, but she was sweet in an assertive way. And I absolutely loved that about her.
And
Um,
competent.
Yeah.
Incompetent, exactly. Darum, I wanted to punch Darum the first episode, and then by the
Glitter
come
vomit.
here, let's breathe
Mhm.
together, I
Yeah.
was like, ah,
Oh yeah, glitter vomit. Yeah, he redeemed himself.
Oh
he
yeah.
totally redeemed himself.
He's a dick.
He's
Jaden,
clearly built
at,
with room to grow. I mean, that is like all of
he
his like irritating characteristics are clearly baked in on purpose, no?
he had a lot of character growth in this first season. And it's like for
Yeah.
me to see you first episode and be like, I hate you, and then go to like, oh my God, like I totally want him and Jaden to get together. Like I love Jaden. I love the story arcs that they were giving Jaden. I love the fact that Jaden's episode where when he's with Darum, when Darum gets kidnapped, I love the fact that it's his speech that
Mm-hmm.
makes Darum's wife be like, I'm gonna let you free so you can actually find yourself because this ain't it. I was like, all of this, I was like, okay, let's go. It's literally Karima that needs to go away. That needed to go away. But
Mm.
everything else in the show was like, this is actually a really good show. So to see it kind of be talked about the way that it's talked about, which, and I mean, and keep in mind, like these actors that are on this show are very young actors too. So
Yeah.
the way that some people talk about it, I'm like, Carice Brooks. So she actually said that she didn't want to be on social media because she's like, I don't want to see the hate. Like, I don't want to see
Yeah.
the hate. She is literally one of the most loved characters on that freaking show, and she
Mm-hmm.
will not like. She's afraid to be online because of the hate.
Yeah.
That's incredible to me.
Do
Yeah.
you
Oh,
think
it
that it's
tracks.
do you think the hate sunk this show?
Do I think the hate sunk the
Do you
show?
like do you think it's the reason that it is it the source of this sort of commercial failure of the show?
Yeah, I think that it definitely has a lot to do with it, and I'm sorry if I asked you to repeat yourself. ADHD, so I translated after you said it. But but I think that it definitely has something to do with it because I feel like the perception of hate was actually bigger than what it truly was. And then
Yeah.
some I don't know, like some of the criticisms are just dumb as hell to me in general. And he's supposed to be a Klingon. He's gay Klingon. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to literally shut the fuck up. Like,
Right.
like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Go sit down somewhere. Like, it's that is the smallest part of who this character is. I'm more interested in the fact that you grew up in a warlike culture with your parents that you thought hated you until your schoolmaster is like, that's the way that they could figure out to make you happy and be free. That was how they could let you be free. I like almost shed a tear that episode, and I very rarely cry. I almost shed a tear. I was like, that is absolutely incredibly beautiful. That is so beautiful in so many different ways. And it's so for people to say Starfleet Academy sucked and it was horrible and these episodes were terrible and blah blah blah. Which ones? Like, really, truly, which ones? Because even the episodes that I didn't absolutely love were fine. But honestly, when I think about it, from a first season of Star Trek, especially considering you had 10 episodes, they had the most damn good episodes that I've seen in a lot of Trek.
Yeah, they covered a lot of ground. Like, they had a lot of ground to cover. And at the end of the day, there had to be some type of like what they started with, there had to be some type of resolution by the end. And I think that for me, the Jen Snow, like, I enjoy cadet school. Like, I honestly believe, and that's what I call it, because that's what it's always going to be called. I believe that like any new series should get 3 seasons automatically off the rip, because you can't say from season 1 what's going to be the cultural phenom of anything that you watch, whether it's Trek, whether it's something new. Like, I fucking sat through Watson. I was like, how is it this man has another goddamn medical show? Like, this is the 3rd time you're on TV as a doctor. No. And you get 5 seasons of what are we doing? Like, I mean, that's my own anger against Shark Teeth, but like, it's fine. It's fine. But like with Trek, like, give it 3 seasons. Like, when halfway through season 2, if you decide, okay, season 3 is going to be the last, fine. But at least we get 3 and we get to wrap up. Like, I just don't feel that the resolution is going to be what we want. It's going to be left open ended, and it's going to suck balls.
Well, I think we already know that. I've heard the showrunners interviewed, and they say, "Oh no, we're like, we left it on a cliffhanger, and so we put all our eggs in this basket. Let's hope we get renewed." And then no, it's very likely that season 2 will end without even like the sort of like tacked on resolution that we got with Discovery.
Yeah,
it'll just end.
It just makes me very, very angry. And that's the show that people were complaining about wasn't woke enough, which was part of the reason why I was like, y'all motherfuckers need to learn what woke actually means.
What Discovery wasn't?
No. Starfleet Academy. Starfleet Academy. So here's the thing. This is why it made me so angry. And it was like, when I made the video, I was working. I was like legit, because I work from home, right? So I have like 3 monitors up. And then I like set my phone here because I'm like in a meeting, and it's corporate America. Like, these mofos are boring. Okay. So I'm in a meeting with the camera off and on mute, like la, 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 la. And then I was like, let me turn the volume all the way down. Stop using rope incorrectly. Like, that was the video, right? Like, so, but what it was somebody was just like, yeah, I just don't really think Starfleet Academy was woke enough. And it's like, this is why you sound dumb. And I kind of hope that they hear this, because I said it nicely in the video and I should have just said it how I felt. This is why you sound fucking dumb. So you mean to tell me that a TV show that has a diverse writing staff, has a diverse acting staff, has a diverse production staff, they have all of this diversity in real fucking life. That was the thing that pissed me off. Like, this is real, okay? This isn't somebody playing with your fantasy and saying, one day we'll get to a world where there is true diversity and it doesn't matter. No, they embodied it right now in real life. And people looked at that and said, it's not woke enough because Jaden doesn't hate himself for being a gay Klingon. Like,
of course.
What?
Of course, of course you should self-hate. That's trauma porn. Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
There,
you were so spot on with that.
It just, what are we talking about? Like, and truly his episode where you learn that you think that he's been abandoned, you think that he is being ostracized from his family. It's like, no, your brother saw you, and then it was him seeing you that allowed your father to realize, okay, he is going to have to follow his own path. Just the fact, like, has he ever missed? No, he hasn't.
Right.
Therefore, like, let's be clear, when has your father ever missed anything? He hasn't, because he's a fucking beast. And he did this so that you can follow your dream. Like, it just,
Well, and that Jaden is essentially even though it is not about his self-hatred of being gay, et cetera, but he is on a queer journey. Like we can recognize that as being, he is not like his family. He is set apart from the people that he's not what he was expected to be. He's like all of these things that are like queer coded, and it just so Trek in the way that they handle it, because they give us this gay Klingon who is on a queer journey that has nothing to do with being queer.
Sure.
Yeah. So brilliant. That's so upsetting.
It is so, and that's why I'm so mad about it, because I was really excited for this, and I wasn't disappointed in it. There are points where I'm like, I was a little bit, I wish this was a little different. I wish you had more than 10 episodes. Like, I just wish that any streaming service give me 12 to 15 episodes.
I was going to say 14.
I mean, I'm old. I want 22. We've talked about this. I want the first half holiday break after the new year. You give me the back 10. Get a summer hiatus. We're coming in strong for the fall. Like, I think that's where the issue is coming with streaming services and new shows, is that you're only giving someone 10 episodes to create something that you really need 14 to 16 to do. Like, I think you wouldn't have hated Narima so much if you would have found out more about her, aside from the fact that she's like the kid who was left on the planet who did the burn. Like, the fact that her emotions can't be controlled and that's why she murders. Mike Jones, that's what we equated it to, because that's like her little neck bolt is there to help her from killing everybody.
It'll be interesting to see what happens to her in season 2, and if she because
nothing that's resolved.
We've heard that, but we've heard them talk about the fact that season 2 is a more ensemble season. It is less about Caleb. It is more heavily features the other characters more. So there's a strong possibility that she may do better.
I will say, honestly, she had a couple of scenes, and this is why I say that I think the writers were letting down the characters. Because she did have a couple of scenes that I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, there's something there. There is something here. I really think it was. I have an issue with the writing. Definitely not the actors. I don't have an issue with the way that the actors played it out. It's the way that the writers were kind of like, okay, let's introduce more attention into Caleb's life and how he's becoming a part of the Federation and how he's going to be accepted into this. And of course he needs a girlfriend. It wasn't enough for him to have friends while he's trying to find his mother that he hasn't seen for like 20 years, like that wasn't enough. Like, he had to have a girlfriend. It wasn't enough to have season 1 and then maybe in season 2 they get together. Like, how it took like freaking 5 seasons for Odo and Kira to get together. Was it 6 seasons actually?
But that shouldn't have ever happened.
I love them together. They're cute.
Him melting into a bucket's a little.
Odo loved her.
I know, and that's how he knew that wasn't her in the what was that column of
in the rock.
Yeah, the
Yes.
anteater.
Yeah. It did
Well,
look like that.
Because that's what it
It
looked like.
yeah, it
Ugh,
was
she would
the
never
rock
say that
that
she
was
doesn't.
eating her.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
just slowly eating her, just
it did
eating
take
her
us
up.
quite a long time to uncover the uncomfortable truth that Lanita is racist against aliens that are ugly.
No, it's true. His ears freak me out. I don't the ears. I can't. He's just
Okay,
not a
this is going to be totally inappropriate, but in real life, it seems like it would be fun in a certain room of the house with a bed if you were with a shapeshifter.
of
Oh,
course.
sure.
Like
Absolutely.
that
But
I
you
Kira
listen,
Gisho.
people.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, hello, people buy things with interchangeable situations so that they can have what they want. Or you can have Odo. Be like, tonight, can you be a dolphin? Tomorrow, can I have a cucumber?
Be a
Sorry, it's
dolphin.
just
Oh
I
my
was like, why
God.
don't? And then I thought about it. I've seen those. I've seen the what is
Why
that?
uh-huh.
not?
Energy card. Like I've seen his
Exactly.
face.
It's but no, I just here's the thing. They had to put them together, or else she wouldn't have been able to jump into his head in the way to create that.
Mm.
Like like they use it as a device. Like when are they ever going to be so close and intimate together to get to the point where she can see all of the things and then he can blah, blah, blah. I'm just they probably could have figured it out a different way, but the easiest way was to get him to screw and then he's
You're talking about
offenses
the
are done.
shifter
Hmm.
when they did their whole little gooey thing together. Is that what you're talking about?
No, 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 no. Caleb and Narima, like the fact that you get
Oh,
like
okay. Sorry.
yeah, no, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
I
in the
jump back
field
to
of yellow flowers or
in the field of
whatever.
yellow flowers, and it's like
That mess was annoying,
I
actually.
no, I know because you sparkle in the sunlight, your skin is like diamonds. But I'm just saying that they're like it's the laziness of like having them. They couldn't figure out a way to have them be intimate without being intimate. They figured that out platonically with Glitter Vomit and Jaden in the
Jaden.
whole
Hmm.
breathing situation. Like that's why I don't want them together because I think that there needs to be on screen two people
Hmm.
who can be intimate with each other but platonic. Although,
Hmm.
yes, I do want them together, but I don't want them together so that we can show fucking men that you can have an intimate relationship with another man that doesn't involve you wanting to suck his dick. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So this is
Right.
the thing. I love them so much because I think they are truly friends. And I think that that is what makes the romance believable for me if and when it does happen. And that
I
is
know.
that's what my issue is with Caleb and Tarima. Like that's what my problem is like again,
They're
Bella
not
Edward,
friends.
why do y'all like each other? They were never friends. It was just like, oh,
Well,
she's
he
hot.
did. No, no. Yes, for him, but he did save her life when she was almost crushed by a truck. And anybody who saves your life means that undying. You don't remember they were in the parking lot and the truck came speeding and he came and he saved it and she was like, "Oh my God, so strong."
And then he
And
was
then
like,
she,
you stink and pushed her away. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Hello, what is as a 16-year-old girl, if someone says, "Ooh, ooh," you're like, oh, "He loves me." We were all dumb and young. As see, we're adults. We have formed brains. We can't look at it that way anymore.
You know what though? Honestly, I was always bored with that. I was always bored with that. I like a slow burn. I've always loved a slow burn. So like
Hmm.
between Caleb and Tarima, it was very much just you make no sense. You make no sense. Darum and Jaden, I was like, yo, I am
It's
sad.
palpable. It's
Like it
palpable.
Hmm.
so much so, but it's palpable in a way that when it's not palpable, I'm like, oh my God, they just respect each other so much. They care about each other so much. Like even when he walked up and he was talking shit about the Hawaiian shirt with his boyfriend, and
Correct.
Jaden is just kind of like, yeah, okay. Anyway, like it was like his entire body language is just like, okay, Daryl, like this is literally just how he is. Like everybody was just unbothered with his antics because it's like, okay, this is you, we love you, we accept you, go play somewhere. Like it's fine, right?
I feel like I
And
could see them as the friends that are never boyfriends ever and ever and ever, and that, Darum always hates his boyfriends. And every time he dates somebody new, he's like, oh, here comes the boyfriend. And then when they're like, then they get together when they're like 40 and they're like, I can't believe we missed it all along.
mhm. You know what? I honestly feel like Jaden's boyfriend, whose name I can Kyle. There we go,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle. Kyle. I was I oh I truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like if the show had enough time to do what it needs to do, Kyle would actually tell Jaden, like he'd be like,
He's
"You
like,
guys
you
actually
two
need to
need to
be."
get
Yes,
together.
yeah, because he is so
But you kind of
just
sold me on that.
he is just so just psychologically mature and emotionally mature, and like Kyle, sometimes I forget he's there a little bit because he's
Sure.
so normal,
He's
but
barely there.
but it's like when he speaks, it's just like, wow, you're so well adjusted. Like he's like the only one out of all of them that's just like, okay, is this? And then Jaden is so well adjusted. And it's so just I'm so mad. That was a very long answer, but there you go.
All right, so I have a
She's so
question.
mad.
I feel as though we're like, coming up on like the great abyss of Star Trek, right? Whether we may have a drought ahead.
Yeah, we do.
Uh, what do you think the future may hold for Star Trek, and what do you want it to hold?
Mm.
What I would love for it to hold is I don't want to call it a spinoff from DS9, but I wish that they could do something that is related to DS9
What would that look
with
like?
oh man, you asking me the tough questions.
Wait, Lenita, what'd you say?
I said, what would it
What
look
would
like?
that?
I'm like,
Oh,
no. I mean,
yeah.
because if you want to quote, and not a spinoff, but something that is related to tangential to DS9, who
I
would
just
involve? What would it be?
I feel like there's so much that it could be. So Avery Brooks, I don't think is gonna come back to track. I don't think he's
No.
ever gonna come back to track, right? But at the same time, I think doing a continuation of Sirach Lofton, like even just I'm writing on the station because this is where I grew up and I feel comfortable here. And having a deeper exploration of religion through the eyes of the Bajorans
Mm.
and the eyes of the
Hmm.
people that are on the ship. And that was one thing that I absolutely love about DS9 because I'm agnostic, right? Like I'm definitely not Christian. I'm half a step away from being an atheist, all right?
Welcome.
But hey, but it's like I can 100% appreciate people who believe in something that actually believe in it. I think a lot of people they're just like, I believe. Then why are you literally worshiping a golden calf? But go off,
Hmm.
right? But I think that the people that really do truly understand that at the end of the day, God is supposed to be love, and if love is love, then this is how I need to present in the world. I need to present in a loving way. And this is how I can keep that up. Like, and there are people who truly believe that do believe in a higher power, right? I think that this show, like DS9, was that show that was just like, y'all essentially let your Pope be the hypocrite that almost destroyed all of you.
Yeah.
Almost destroyed all of you,
Oh
and then
yeah.
didn't listen to the
Hmm.
person who was seen as being less religious, did not listen to the person on the station that was seen as being less religious when she told her, well, the prophets are making it clear for you. You need to let go of your ambitions. You need to let go of the things that you want, and then the prophets will speak to you again. And Kaiwin looks at her and goes, no.
No.
Nah, bruh. That ain't what I'm doing.
Right. But I just think that there's so many opportunities for there to be an even deeper exploration of religion, what religion means for society, what religion would mean for society in space that is being contacted by different species, different cultures, different gods all the
Hmm.
time. Because I mean that's the truth of it is like you can believe that your God is the right God, but everybody has different gods, right? The difference with the Bajorans is they have tangible gods that can be measured by energy. Like they know that they actually exist. So these aliens are gods to them, but you know that they're there, right? I think that there would be um a lot of storylines that could be had that would not necessarily be based in having a war.
Yeah, oh,
Mm.
yeah.
If one happened, I'm down for that too. But I don't think it necessarily has to be based in war. And I think that that's going to be the overall future of Trek. I really feel like it's going to turn into military propaganda.
Mm,
Oof. Well,
mm.
that's why Deep Space Nine was cool because it as Damien says, it was in one place. Like it was about people coming there and a more community than going out and like exploring. Like
Mhm.
next gen is like, let's go out and find people. Voyager, let's go out and do the things. Deep Space Nine is like, we're on this ship. We all have to cohabitate together, and people, it's a way station. People come through, come out. You have to be opening to everyone because everyone's coming here.
Mhm.
It's a passageway to the other side.
Mhm.
I
Right.
mean, Deep Space Nine has so much more to offer.
Well,
It
and
does.
Does.
they have a harder time with the old Star Trek reset. Like I always go back to Kirk
Yeah.
in City on the Edge of Forever. He has this crazy experience where he falls in love with Joan Collins, and then she has to die, and
Right.
then back to normal the next week. Never mentions it
Right.
again.
Right.
And
Yep.
you
And
can't do that when you're in the same place. You
Right.
have to. There has to
yeah.
be occasionally a consequence or two once in a while.
Did they ever
Right. Right.
mention again after Picard had his whole life?
He
Remember when
did.
he?
You remember
The
after
flute.
Inner Light, where he plays the flute with the
Oh,
piano
It became
lady.
all
Yeah.
about the flute after that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
And you see
thank
the
you.
flute periodically. Yeah. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
mean,
do.
But you're right. I mean, it was a part of just the way TV was written in the '60s. But yeah, I mean, poor Uhura's memory is completely wiped by Nomad, and then the next episode, she's like, "Great, fine, fully, back at her station." You know what I mean? Like, is that a good idea?
You're
Um,
right. Get some rest, babes. Okay,
right,
lay
right.
down.
Maybe take some sick time.
Right. Take that PTO, okay?
Right.
Do they ever really have PTO? I figure like shore leave was everyone just got like they docked somewhere. Like no one ever really went on vacation. It was sort of like,
That's true.
Balana did. Well, the fake Balana and Tom did that were the goo people.
Right.
I
The
have
ones
to
that get
do a
married.
video on that because I blame Janeway for all of that because it's
there's a lot of blame for Janeway out there.
Yeah.
am I frozen? Is she
Frozen.
frozen?
No, she's frozen.
Frozen.
What
sad.
do
It's
you,
a sad
Mike? Should we
episode, but
should we move into a rapid fire situation?
Yes. Okay, are you back? Are you there?
We feel like you
I
maybe
think
left
I
us
am.
in a frozen internet moment.
I did. I froze. I did. And I was like, oh no. I'm
In
back
a kind of a
though.
dramatic pose.
And we
Too.
were all like, "Oh no!"
Um, okay, so there is a short list of questions that we ask all our guests. Actually, it's sort of a longer list that we pick and
So,
choose from.
oh my Jones, come
What?
on! You always
What?
like editing the list. Just go.
I
They're
do.
rapid. Let it ride.
Oh, and we should
Ask
we
them
do our
all.
wild card questions as well? Should we try that? Do you have
Okay.
the list?
Oh,
I
that was
don't
your
have.
idea.
Here's my idea.
No,
How
I don't
many of
got that.
those?
What wild card
Okay,
questions are they on the file? I didn't look
they are
at
on
Yeah,
them.
the
it's
You know
fine.
file.
I.
Yeah,
You
that's
know I
fine.
don't do any.
Another time. Another time. Okay.
I don't do that.
Ignore our sidebars.
Logistics
Please.
chat. Okay, okay. Okay, you already answered that one.
Yes, the meet cute has already been answered.
Yeah, already been answered. Um, you answered that one. Okay, okay. This is the best one to start with anyway. If you could have dinner with three characters, the characters, not the actors, who would they be and why?
Tuvok, logical AF, and I love his brain because he is so emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent, despite the fact that he controls the hell out of his emotions to the point that people would say he's emotionless. I love Tuvok. I love Tuvok. I would say Jadzia for fucking sure. There's no way I'm not gonna have a conversation with 7 lifetimes of knowledge. Like
Good call.
let's go, Jadzia. Let's have that conversation. And then I feel like who would be the third person? I almost want to say Picard, but part of me really wants to say Kira because Kira, I feel like me and Kira could get drunk together and just have a chill time because she's been through so much stuff that she wouldn't have any airs. I feel like, between her and Jadzia, it would just be like, all right, let's get drunk. And then if anything happens, Jadzia will pull out her batleth and take care of them. Like, Kira, we're good. Like, let's go do this. But I feel like it would be those three. It'd be Tuvok, Kira, and Jadzia die.
Nice.
And I just want to point out that you leaned into that question with zero hesitation.
Yeah.
Correct.
Great.
The
One of the most
stammering that we
decisive,
get on that is
the most decisive person since
yes.
we
Yes.
started asking that question.
Yes, this honestly, this is like our little ethnography of Trekkies that this is a long-term project. And I want to say Jadzia is going to a lot of dinners.
Yes.
She is.
She
Because
is.
it's like, how can you not have that
How can you
conversation
not?
with her?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you have to. It would be
Absolutely.
amazing.
If you lived in the 24th century, what would your life be like? Would you join Starfleet? Would you stay on Earth?
So unfortunately, I was born in the 20th century. So the idea of being in something that is a starship, but still a little bit too corporate for my liking, sounds terrible. So I think I would work at Papa Cisco's restaurant in Louisiana and get me some
Nice.
free. I would be eating etouffee and some freshly made French bread in the French Quarter on a daily
Nice.
basis, serving people with a smile because it would be a fun job for me. And I would be able to take my time off to go and travel and see other things, but I would get me some good food. I
Oh,
would
heck yeah.
get some.
That's good.
Hell, if you,
Nice.
I hope you guys have all been to Louisiana. If you have not been to New Orleans, the
Oh,
best
yeah.
food I've had in
New
the United
Orleans.
States.
It's on the list. The plus one
Oh, you haven't?
has been. So, it is the only point of contention that we have not gone to New Orleans for food. And I'm like,
That is the only point of contention in your entire life.
That's a
yes.
lot.
Yeah.
You must live in a 24th century utopia.
No, but like between the plus one and I don't give a fuck about nothing else. It's like food. Like,
Listen,
when's the next trip to Disney and when are you taking me to New Orleans? That's
you
it.
you go for okay, so here's the thing. You go for the food, right?
Hmm.
I'm telling you, it is, and again, I am agnostic. However, the closest
Mhm.
religion that I relate to is probably Ifa. Ifa is the mother of voodoo. Okay.
Mhm.
When you go, there is an energy and a beat in that city that is
There
going to
is.
pull you in. It is just, it's
Oh,
not, I've never been anywhere like that in the United States.
I would say a friend that I made through the plus one is from New Orleans. Like, and there's a different vibe about her. Like, she just carries a different energy with her. Um,
Mhm.
and then weirdly, the American Horror Story, one that happened in New Orleans, was like, well, that's kind of my favorite. Like, the way that they incorporated the thing, like New Orleans has a special little place, and you know, when I get out to Memphis, we'll end up driving there and we'll do the whole thing. But the
Heck yeah.
dictator.
You
It's
know,
got to be an adult trip.
my
Yeah.
mom's boyfriend is from New Orleans and can make etouffee and has taught. I have made etouffee based on his. I don't know if it would fool anyone from there, but delicious.
Wow.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. What is your go-to holodeck program?
My go-to holodeck program. I feel like my go-to holodeck program would be a mix between something academic and something that was just in nature, sans spiders. Like that's actually would be the best thing about the holodeck for me is I could be like, yeah, I just went hiking through the Grand Canyon, not a spider in sight. Like, yeah, I just like I went on this
That's
like
amazing.
long 40, like there are no spiders. Like that would be like the greatest thing for me. Like I hiked the Appalachian Mountains, no spiders. Like
Written into all of your programs.
written into all my
Capital letters. No
no,
spiders.
No spiders.
exactly. Like no spiders
And
whatsoever.
That's
only
me and
spiders.
snakes.
Listen,
You could
I
also
could-
do the opposite. You could do full-on exposure therapy with spiders.
Correct.
Ah!
I actually have tried. My
Oh.
level of arachnophobia is not normal. Like I have, and I've done it myself. Like I was like, okay, all you need to do is just learn more about them
Mhm.
because I see some spiders and I'm like, oh, this is a cool. Like there was a orb weaver that's a couple houses down in my neighbor's house, and it every summer it comes back and it's like not the same one, but the babies come
Yeah.
back and it's outside, so it can stay outside. That's fine because it's away from me. But it's like green and blue, so I know that it would probably kill me if it bit me, but also it's beautiful to look at. Like nature is like back the fuck off of me, and I'm like, yes. Also, you are very pretty, But like me seeing a house spider, I will like my mom knows there was like a sack of spider eggs that hatched somewhere in my house like years ago. And I legitimately, like, I called my mom crying, and she was just like, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "There's spiders all over downstairs." And she's like, "Okay, well, I'm going to be here all day. So when you get here, I'll be able to let you in the house." And I literally went over to my mom's house and stayed there, like, called all of the pest companies to come in within like a day period because I was like, I literally cannot step foot back in my house. Like it was bad. Like I was like, I will burn that bitch down and get the insurance. Like
That is correct.
right. Exactly. So holodeck program with no spiders and something academic where it was, hey, you could take a woodworking class and then we're going to go through astrophysics and we're going to teach you step by step astrophysics. I think it would really, for me, if I'm being honest, I think for me, it would probably be more biology and medicine based. So, because I have my BS, but my dad passed when I was in college, and I was pre-med, and daddy died, and it messed me up, right? So, but it would definitely be like medicine and biology, where it's like I just take these classes for fun on the holodeck, and then I go and I hike the Appalachian Mountains, and there are no spiders.
Okay,
That's amazing.
Idea.
Like I love the like self-improvement. Yeah, my go-to holiday program would probably be like, I don't know, like the Bat Cave, like something stupid. Okay.
With no guano. No bat poo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rapid fire. Crusher or Pulaski?
Pulaski.
Oh.
Ooh.
Are you doing Klingon Tai Chi with Worf or Leotard Yoga with Beverly, Indiana?
Klingon Tai Chi all day long. Also, he kind of zaddy now, so for sure.
That is correct. Chamomile tea and
my baby want to back her up too. Like,
well, ever since he became a sensei, I mean, it's like a whole, like, it's a whole different vibe.
I'm here for the vibe and the girl.
Tea Earl Grey hot or coffee black or Ractigino?
Okay, Ractigino because I've never had it before. But in real life, Earl Grey tea in the winter is one of my favorite things to drink, but I have coffee every day.
Wow.
So you really, all of them. It's really what you're saying.
Yeah, but I feel like if I had to choose one, it would be Ractigino because it's like I've never had that. I'm curious. You know?
Don't you feel like though when you watch like on Deep Space Nine where they're each drinking Ractigino, like none of them are Klingon. None of them are like they just are each sort of individually in their own different way, like badass enough to be drinking Klingon coffee instead of whatever they grew up on. So I watch that and I'm like, I want Ractigino. Could I do it? Could I handle Ractigino? I don't know. I'd like to think I could.
This.
Right.
Caffeine overdose is real. Ask me how I found out. But it's real. So maybe
how many cups did you have? And what period of time?
Okay, you're definitely in medicine. So it was not necessarily the cup so much as I tried to make a cold brew coffee myself. And I was like, I'm going to make it concentrated because then I could just dilute it. Bitch, you ain't diluted enough. You didn't dilute it enough. Okay.
Oh, no.
And I was at work and I was like, it's fine. I put some cream in it. It just tastes kind of strong. It's fine, whatever. And I had like a mug, like, like a big travel mug that I usually drink a coffee. And I got halfway through it and I was like, why does everything look so much brighter? And then I was like, I really don't feel good. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I really, really don't feel good. Like, I'm going to go home. And I lived like super close at the time when I worked there. I was like, I'm going to go home. And I like was all of the symptoms that you get, look them up at your peril. But it was hilarious because I was like I was on the phone with my mom and I'm like, I think I OD'd on caffeine. Like, that's the only thing that this could be. Like, the symptoms are kind of matching with what it would be. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. And I'm like, why does everything, I'm like, every single color looks so much more vivid. Everything looks brighter. I went home and looked in the mirror. Y'all, I've never done the powder in my life. I'm
Them
pretty sure
pupils?
that's what your pupils look like. They were huge.
Oh my gosh.
And then I called poison control because I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
And they said, drink a lot of water and lay down.
Yes, they said drink a lot of
Uh,
water. It has a half-life. And I started doing math and I was like, all right, I got about another 3 hours of this shit. And then I didn't sleep for a day and a half. So it was
oh
fine.
my God.
The
Wow.
Raptogino is the answer.
That's some
Raptogino is the
that's
answer.
strong coffee.
I would sip
Well-
that very slowly. I still want to try the Ractigino, but very slow slips. Slow sips.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what Pulaski did when she did the Cleon tea ceremony? She just had the antidote and the hypo spray right there. So, I mean, I think
Right.
that, go down to the infirmary and Dr. Bashir could just get you a little hypo spray right here and you'd be just as good as new with your OD.
You see, sold. Because you're so right. You're so right. So I am sticking with Ractigino. There we go.
Final answer.
Final answer.
If you had a replicator sitting next to you right now, what would you create?
A winning lotto ticket. Yeah. What would I create? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Because I know I would make something that would be worth a lot of money that people wouldn't be able to tell was a fake. So maybe I would replicate like a meteorite or something like that, because those things cost a lot. So I might like replicate like a geode or some shit and fake like a landing so that I could get money so that I can actually do my Star Trek things with my Star Trek friends all the time and not have to work. That would be great.
That would be nice.
Yeah. But I know it would be something that would be, there are going to be people out there who's just like, you would try to get more money. Look, I don't like capitalism either, but we live in a capitalist society. I want freedom. I don't want the money. I want options. There's a difference. So
Yep.
I would replicate something that was worth a ton of money. Or maybe I just sell the replicator. Actually, yeah, that sounds smarter. I don't even have to be inventive. I'm just gonna sell. I'm just gonna sell. Like, what do you mean? What am I gonna replicate? Another fucking replicator? What do you mean? Like, I'm
Can I wish for more witches?
Listen, the first person who's broken the system, right there.
Right. Yes. Right. Smart. Very smart. Who's your Star Trek bartender? Guinan or Quark?
Guinan.
I might know the answer to this. Are you Team Tasha or Team Armus?
I do feel like they did Tasha Yar dirty because some of the when she came back in yesterday's Enterprise, like Denise Crosby as a whole did a better job of acting in that episode, right? So I hated Tasha Yar on the part of it was like I didn't think her acting was good. And then when it got to that one, I was like, oh no, like the writing was just so bad, which is probably another reason why she left the show in the first place, which is probably why the acting didn't come through. The oil slick was dumb as shit to me, and I got tired of them having all of these godlike aliens, and in that one where it's just like, I'm all the evil things. Like, what? It was just like, what are we doing right now, you guys?
Though, for those of us who, are in a camp loving demographic, that I file that right there with a candle ghost and the leotard,
it's right there.
And I can't not love it.
Could they have done something different with the costume though? Could it have not been an oil slick or a pull of tar that was following them? Like these mofos are literally like, how do we get around it? It's moved. What do you mean? How do you get around? You have transporters. Where are you trying to go? Like, what are we talking about here? Oh
no!
So
you cannot put logic in it. They cannot get around. It was a ghillie suit of oil. It was everywhere.
And then it's just Tasha gets flicked by air and then has big red thing on her head, and it's like you didn't even fall that far though, for real. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
I'm still I am team Tasha because I feel like if she had had the chance to grow as a character, we may have been able to accept her as a character and ignore the fact that I don't even want to say ignore, but also see the fact that the writers made her an abuser, because you're right. You are right. But I think that that's a writing. I think they could have. I think that the way that the writing progressed in TNG, I think there's a chance that they could have actually had her not be so goddamn boring.
By default, I just want to point out that this is by default. Yar is getting a vote. That's all. She
By
really
default.
wanted this by default.
One of these
By
days, one of
default
these
of
days,
Promise,
we're gonna
like
get Denise
there's somebody.
Crosby on this podcast, and I want to see how you talk to her.
I can't wait.
Hell no, I'm not getting cussed out. Are you kidding me? What? Like,
It'll be the greatest day ever. It'll be the best clips we ever have.
Oh my god.
Cannot wait.
That'll be the day. Favorite alien species?
favorite alien species. So that might be too hard for me to answer. Jeez. I really like books species because they're like so empathic, but I feel like the empathy was so based in nature, really. So it wasn't just I can feel the empathy of other beings. It was I can feel the world around me and the land around me. And there was like a certain level of connection that I loved about that with books. Also he's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think because I honestly do kind of like the changelings and people hate them. And at the same time, that the changeling, like the main changeling whose name I can never remember.
Oh, the lady?
Name, yeah.
I don't think she had a name.
Did she
She's
have a
just the
name?
female
I
changeling.
don't think
No,
she did. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Female changeling. See, I wasn't crazy then. Female changeling. She was kind of a boss. Like, I mean, I feel like she completely lost the plot towards the end of the series, which I just think is, again, I think that's more of a writing issue, but I feel like she was more sociopathic than she was psychotic and more pragmatic to a certain degree, except for the fact that it was like, okay, well, now we're going to go and seek out other worlds to take over for the fear that they may do this to us. But the idea of, okay, this has happened to us before, and this is why we try to stay very secretive. And if somebody else finds us, this is how we're going to take you out. We created an army. We have these other beings that essentially worship us, that are evolved from rodents that used to run around on the planet. Like, they're kind of badass. Like, overall, they're kind of badass.
And the Great Link. We're all connected. We're all one goo. It's one band,
all
one
one
sound.
goo.
One band, one sound.
For sure, for sure.
Okay. Two more. Who's your captain?
Who's my captain? Michael.
Oh.
Yeah, Burnham.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from Damien's wild card list. Is Star Trek fandom a cult?
Oh, that's a good one Damien's on.
That is such a good question. I think that it is a cult for people who are already primed to be in cults. Therefore, they probably already are in a cult. And, it could be an orange man or it could be, religion. It's
right.
I think that there is a certain amount of out of controlness that you have to feel in order to get comfort in putting all of the control that you may have into something else. And a lot of those people that treat Trek like it is a cult, they treat it that way because they think that it's theirs. And there's a level of, I have control over this thing because it's mine. But bitch, your name has never been in anybody's credits. I'm gonna need you to shut up. So I think the question isn't necessarily is Trek a cult, but are cultists a part of Trek?
Yeah. Anything can be a cult if you want it to be.
I really want to start my own cult, and I can't get the energy up enough to focus long enough to write the plan down.
I mean, listen, there's a whole documentary now on Hulu about
the AC is set to 67.
Ooh, 67 degrees? That's cold.
It's hot outside. I sleep cold.
Yeah, but that energy bill is gonna be real high at 67.
I have like a
It's
whole
95
plan.
degrees today.
I have like a whole plan. It's already, look, they owe me like $500. I overpaid my bills. I'm proud of myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
She's
be
got a
snugly.
plan.
Man, so I can sleep. Look, it's been off all
Oh my
day today. I
God.
need to sleep cold. But
Fair
Yes.
enough. Now listen,
but
there is no judgment. I just think the energy bill, PSE&G is going to destroy my life. Thank God for solar panels and the summer that is now here. Because no.
also that's kind of fake because I do it in the wintertime because I turn my heat off. So I turned it to 67 so it's not on. So that's kind of fake because we just got hot, mind you. We were getting freezes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Listen, the East Coast got 95 today,
Yes.
which is insane. It's insanity.
Yes.
But then it's going to be 67 on Friday. So
right. But we were having freezes a few days ago, right? So same thing. So normally my temp is like 72 when the air is on. Like I keep it at like 72.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
a reasonable
then
72 degrees. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I might turn it down to like 70 at night because I need to sleep cold. But the 67
and a fan.
is fake. Yeah,
no, but I loved it. A fan year round. Fan in the winter.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Fan in the summer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But the 67 is fake because I usually just turn the heat off at night, so that's really what it is. But
I loved it though. It's like, hello, I'm letting you know you are ready for sleep. The temperature is at. Thank you, computer.
That is actually its wake word. But yeah, I've been watching the cult shows on Netflix because I was taking notes, and I could never actually start a cult because there's the feeling of abuse, which is part of the reason why I think that the Trek bros that are just absolutely assholes and people are like, no, it's this, da 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 da, and they act like they're in a cult. That's a part of it because there's always abuse in a cult. There's always abuse.
Yes,
always, and that is my downfall. Is I have morals, but I would really like to start a cult just to see if I could, just out of curiosity. If I had a replicator, I could.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could. I have faith in you. I have faith in you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good last question, Mike Jones.
Thanks, Damien, for coming up with that.
Very good question.
Well, we are coming up on time. Thank you so much. This has just been a pleasure. The time has flown by. Damien, any final questions that we didn't get in? I know you had a whole list.
No, I have, like I said, I've enjoyed all the
satisfied.
territory that we've covered.
Good.
Look, I'm not even doing it. I'm not even doing it this time, Mike.
You're not even cutting us off. Good.
Nope, you don't have to.
This is usually where Lenita adds like a random left field question.
Correct. What type of dog do you have?
He is a German Shepherd mix, and he is a rescue because I will always have a rescue. And despite the fact that he's a German Shepherd mix, that little fucker's only 40 pounds, but I love him.
Adorable.
And yes, to rescues, we have rescue cats, and they're sincerely wild animals running.
I know you guys can still hear him. I have like the noise suppression all the way up, and he's just sitting over there. I really think that he might be a German Shepherd mixed with a Chihuahua. Because if you look at pictures of him, I feel sorry for one of them, but if you look at pictures of him, he looks like a shepherd with slightly different coloring, but he's tall and 40 pounds. So he's like a medium-sized dog. He's not so small at all, but he's psychotic in his energy levels. I say this to people, I'm like, he synthesizes cocaine in his bloodstream from the sun. Yeah. So like we make vitamin D, he makes snow. Like that's what he does. I take him outside and he's like, oh shit, thanks. Like it's like a thing.
No, I loved your video. You posted like every time that I try to record, I have to deal with the dog knows. And it's like they're like quiet. Yeah. It's quiet.
I'm in a Chihuahua household. That energy is real. All right. Nzinga, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Holodeck Heauxs, the French spelling, so it's Heauxs. And yeah, I have the same name across all my platforms.
Awesome. Thank you again for being with us today. I hope that you'll come back again. Maybe next time we'll tackle an episode and break it apart and tear it down, because I think that would be lovely with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to thank my co-host, Lenita Damien, as always. And I would like to thank you, listener, for listening to us. If you have enjoyed what you've heard, leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe, like, all of the things. You can find us at Hailing Freak Open on all the socials and hailingfrequenciesopen.com. And with that, I will say, Hailing Frequencies closed.
No goodbyes. Just good memories. Hailing frequencies closed, sir.